There's almost no health left, but it's still alive. Hoejja has not managed to fully snipe it, and looks like Reach actually managed to clear the back of his base out. Wow, with just mainly Zealots and Storm there. Usually you want Dragoons to deal with Lurkers, of course, and it looks like a switch to Mute Attack here. Really interesting switch to Mute Attack. I'm not sure if it's going to pay off, though. Reach has his High Templar attack up. He's got one Archon already, and he's probably going to cannon up significantly. So, these Mutalisks might be good for one thing, and that is sniping some of these High Templar, which they're going to proceed to do right here. One High Templar down, two High Templar down. They might get a third one. There's a third one going down. Nice work there from Hoejja, without even losing any mutas there, killing off three of Reach's High Templar. And he might actually do a harassment on the probes pretty soon. I don't know if there are any cannons there. Some cannons trying to go up at this third base here for Reach. Meanwhile, new base trying to go up there on the left side. I'm not sure if that's the best positioning for the Zerg player. It might be wiser for him to go for some of the lower right or right side expansions. This one's just a little too close on the ground. Looks like the Mutalisk is going to take care of that one Zealot there. And, all these Hydralisks just pouring out here. +1 Carapace and +1 range most likely finished or about to finish for the Zerg player. And yes, 1-1 already for the Hydras. Hydras pushing up, and once again, Reach, economically behind at this point. He's also, in a bad position because he has both of his doorways open. He's got the back and the front as two fronts where the Zerg can attack from. And this unit composition is very strong. Mutalisk can take down the High Templar. There's two more High Templar there that I can see. So if the Zerg player attacks right now from the front, he might be in trouble. But there we go. There's another area of Reach's base that's completely uncovered by any cannons. And meanwhile, some Sonic Storm might be coming down. Where's the Sonic Storm, though? It looks like the Hydra is coming in from front. But it looks like, no, Hoejja did not manage to snipe those High Templars. So the High Templar are going to save Reach for now, managing to storm the Hydralisk. In fact, there's a pincer attack coming from behind. So once again, Reach managing to save himself in the nick of time, but once again taking another hit to his economy. He's going to lose some more probes here. And the Mutalisk really, cannot be dealt with satisfactorily with just a couple of Archons, or I don't even think there's one Archon actually. And of course, no Corsairs. Just look at the damage they're doing right now. There's the one Archon, not going to even get close. Meanwhile, though, Reach might be able to take down one of the expansions on the left side because temporarily Hoejja is out of forces, and Reach going in for the counterattack. Meanwhile, Hoejja knows he can't really. Is he going to go and defend? He's going to try and defend with these Mutalisks. Don't know if the Mutalisks are going to be able to do enough. Meanwhile, Hoejja has a large Hydralisk force, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get there in time. He can't engage his Dragoons with just the Mutalisks. Too many Dragoons there, and the Mutalisks are forced to run. So that expansion goes down, and another expansion does go up in the upper right, though. So Hoejja is still trying to pick up another base on Reach, and he needs to do that, obviously, if he's going to maintain an edge in this game. I think if he stays at 3 bases, of course, Reach is going to steadily get back into this game, but he's lost so many probes at this point. I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen here. It is very, very close. The High Templar getting a little bit stuck there. The mineral patch is really annoying to reach. And look at this. The Dragoons getting cornered there. Dragoons never really manly. Very, very few exceptions in the world of Dragoon manliness. Tempest got one of them, and Reach has had a few in its lifetime. But Dragoons in general just get cornered and die. That's pretty much all they do. Another creep colony going up at the upper right. So another base is up. I don't know if Reach knows it's there. There's some good storm dodging. Decent storms, though. And Reach is going to have to do a lot of damage right now, but he actually has a decent unit composition here, I think, to go into some kind of frontal attack. We haven't seen any signs of Hive tech yet. Okay, there's the first sign. There's a Queen's Nest. And we've seen a lot of Zergs make the mistake of staying a little bit too long on Hive tech. I'm sorry, on Lair tech before transitioning to Hive tech. And we'll see if Reach can take advantage of it in this situation here. The thing is, it does come down to sort of a difficult balance because the Zerg wants to finish off the Protoss at the Lair attack. He knows he'll be a little bit slow if he goes to Hive, but at the same time, the longer he stays at Lair attack with the Hydra and the Mutas and some Lurkers, the longer that he's going to fall behind because the late game Protoss army is very, very strong against that composition, especially with Sonic Storm. Looks like a bunch of Lings going forward here. Not sure what they're going to do there. Trying to pick off a High Templar. Not going to be able to do that though. Really, we're going to need to see a transition to late game tech. Oh, nice work there by Reach. Look at how few hit points that Archon has. Nice pull there by Reach, managing to morph them just in time before they're going to go down there. So nice work once again from the Mantos, catching another little thing there. He needs to basically in this economic position he's managed to recover a little bit, but he needs to basically take every little advantage he can get at this point. Obviously the Air Force Ace players probably have less than half the time of normal players to practice. Probably even much less than half. In fact, I mean, think about it. The normal players play for 12 hours to 14 hours a day. Air Force Ace, I mean, they're in the Air Force. I mean, how many hours do they get? Like 4 hours maybe at most? I can't think of a military giving people more than 4 hours to play video games a day, but maybe I'm wrong. In Korea, it might be different. But still, looks like Reach assaulting the right side, but Hoejja going for a smart counter here on the left, and Reach is forced to pull his slow army back to the left side, and he's probably going to lose that base again at the left side. He can't afford to lose that high ground expansion. He's going to lose his mineral only, I feel. Hoejja actually doesn't have a large army there, just a couple of Hydras and Lings. He really should have brought a couple more forces. There's more Hydras, gonna take care of the cannon. The probes are not gonna be able to deal with this many Hydras. 6 Hydras should focus fire on the Nexus. Are they gonna get the Nexus before Reach manages to reinforce? I don't know. Reach coming in from behind though. It's a race here. If Hoejja can take down this Nexus, it'll be a huge boon for him, and it'll be a lot of just a huge trouble for Reach. I mean, he's probably mined out his main. Oh man. He loses his Nexus. He's not completely mined out his main, but once again at 2 bases, gonna be 1 base soon, and Hoejja in a very comfortable position here. I just don't know what Reach can do at this point. He still has, I think, a decent sized army. That's the only advantage he has left. And Hoejja has expanded around the map as we see. He's got a base at the lower right. He's got bases on the right side. He's at, if you don't include his main, he's still got 3 more bases going up, whereas Reach just has 2 bases in his main. And I think there was Hive Tech right there, so he's gonna have crack upgrade. Very good, obviously, against any Protoss army, and Reach is definitely going to need to try to pick up an expansion somewhere, just for the gas. I mean, if he's going to hit enough Stormers, although I mean, actually, he's also going to need minerals too pretty soon. Reach actually going for the back temples of Hoejja's base with his Archons. We really haven't seen Archons doing that very often on Medusa, but obviously it's possible to do that with Archons too. They deal massive splash damage. It looks like it's going to get spotted here by Hoejja, but Hoejja's too late to defend his temples. We'll see if that comes into play here tactically for Reach anytime soon. He's forced to retreat his Archons, though. Reach was trying to set up an expansion at that right. Doesn't work. Lots of storms on the Lurkers, though, as they advance. Observer gets sniped though by Scourge. I don't know if Reach has another Observer somewhere. He's just storming the hell out of the Lurkers though. Reach doesn't even need Observer. He's just storming blind. But since he's so manly, he knows where to go. And Hoejja has lost his army, so this could make the difference. Reach needs to do catastrophic damage though to Hoejja at this point in order to come back in this game. Reach +2/+1, not really ahead on upgrades. Definitely behind on economy, and he's going to need to do it in pure Mantos style here. And by Mantos, I mean, forget about economy, forget about macro. We're talking about 2003 style, baby. 1 base against 3 bases. Who's ever heard of building a Nexus? That kind of low macro, high micro style. And Reach showing a little bit of that with those beautiful storms, blind storms, very pimp. And now going straight in to Hoejja's base. Will Hoejja be able to recover in time? I don't know if he has an Ultralisk Cavern up. That could be one thing that will allow him to produce enough units to hold this back. You can produce so many Ultras at once. The Observer almost going down to the Self-Storm there. And Reach just with a couple of Archons left, but there's some DTs coming up for Reach. Is this going to be enough, though? I mean, there's just one sunken colony in the front, but I gotta think that Hoejja's going to have enough pouring out from his hatcheries from behind and from ahead to take care of these forces, and it looks like Reach is going to probably go down this point. Just a couple of goons and 1 Archon there. I don't think there's enough here. Just Zerglings alone should be able to handle this. There's some DTs, but there is detection there. DT is trying to come into the fray there. Looks like some Lings going into the back of Reach's base. Not going to do anything. Reach has managed to get up his expansion there, but Reach actually has broken through the sunken line, and he's actually attacking the hatcheries. Where the hell is Hoejja's macro? Hoejja trying to snipe the Observer, gets the Observer. I don't know if he has any Lurkers coming in. Reach still has production. By no means is Reach, out of this game, and actually Reach looks like he might be able to take Hoejja out here. Hoejja with a massive economy, but Reach has just an army, a tiny army that's managing to hold off Hoejja here. I mean, this army has been so small and yet so destructive. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's all the way in the main. Hoejja might actually lose this game. Oh my god, the Mantos coming in here, and this time I've got to call him the Mantos. This is just as impressive a victory. And GG coming from KTF Hoejja. Oh my goodness, Reach coming back from a gigantic economic disadvantage. Did you just see that, ladies and gentlemen? He had two Nexuses in the end game, his main base and his natural. That's all he had against 6 bases of Hoejja all around the map for Hoejja, and Hoejja just wasn't able to defend, and Reach coming up with that beautiful storm there. I gotta say, that mid-game battle, I am so impressed that the Mantos managed to hold off that force of lurkers. I mean, he lost his only observer. He only had just a small number of Dragoons, and then he effected a great attack with just 6 Dragoons, basically, at one point. And Hoejja, I gotta say, playing rather poor there. I know, Reach was, he threw away his large army there, and he couldn't just recover really quickly, but still, I gotta say, I mean, he had all his hatcheries coming from. He could have had all the hatcheries from behind Reach's forces, building units and pumping them towards the back of Reach's forces, and then just surrounding him with Zerglings. I mean, Zerglings alone should have been able to take care of that. I gotta say, I am almost entirely out of voice by this point, but we are going to move on to the next game in this Winners League, where Reach is going to face Flash. That's absolutely just insane here. The Mantos against the best Terran player in the world, arguably, although Lita could be said to be best right now. Doesn't matter. It should be an exciting match. Stay tuned.